Good evening, hello, and welcome to all the viewers. Thank you so much for joining us in this session of Nutrition Nectar. I know it's been a while since we all met each other, and it's really wonderful to welcome all of you after the Dasara and before the Diwali festival. I have four senior dietitian experts with me today, and they are Madhu Sharma, Mitali Palodhi, Rima Rao, and Swarupa Kakani. Today's event is going to be slightly different. This is a chit chat between four senior well-known dietitians, and each of them representing the four regions of India, that is the North, South, East, and West. As always, we will take up your questions at the end of the session. Please type your questions in the chat box. And of course, this is not a certification program, so please do not expect any certificates for attending this session. I have a disclaimer to show, so let me just share that with you in a minute. Can you see this?
Yes.
Thank you. So, yeah, that's better. So the views expressed in this program are for information only. Please seek a physician's help if you have a medical problem, and please consult a qualified dietitian for personalized diet plans. That is something I would like to say every time we have a program. And let me just end the slideshow, please. Give me a minute. Yeah. All right, so let's begin this program by introducing the four speakers, or rather, four friends, I must say, because it's just going to be a discussion amongst the four of them. Let me begin by introducing Madhu Sharma, and I'm going to introduce the four of them in alphabetical order. Madhu Sharma is the former senior dietitian from PGI Mer, Chandigarh, and she retired in 2012. She's been associated for almost 3 decades with pediatric nutrition at PGI, while serving in the gastroenterology department for 20 years, and then advanced pediatric center for 10 years at the same place. She was trained in nutritional management of children with cystic fibrosis from Scotland. She was recently certified in the dietary management of IBS from Monash University, Australia. She has authored 3 books on pediatric nutrition. She presently has her own consultancy by the name of Diet for Life at Panchkula, and she also visits as a consultant at various city clinics and nursing homes. She has been the past convener of the Indian Dietetic Association Chandigarh chapter, and is currently a member of the National Executive Committee of Indian Dietetic Association. She was the past vice president of IAPEN and past joint secretary of ISPEN. She is a life member of many associations, a contributor to newspapers and awareness programs, lectures at workshops and conferences. Lovely to have you here, Madhu. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Sheela.
Next is Mitali Palodhi. Mitali is a consultant nutritionist from Calcutta and has done her master's in dietetics and community nutrition management, postgraduate diploma in dietetics, and completed her diabetes educator's course from AIIH and PH. Okay, I don't know the expansion of that, but that's also in Calcutta. With FAO fellowship, she completed the course on food nutrition program planning and management from the University of Philippines. Professionally associated with the Food and Nutrition Board, Ministry of Women and Child Development, Government of India as Grade 1 Demonstration Officer. She was in charge of Quality Control Laboratory, Eastern Region, and looking after the Nutrition Administration of Food Nutrition Board, Eastern Region. She was made an associate member of the National Nutrition Policy Review Committee, Government of India. She was actively involved in formulation and standardization of state and region-specific recipes in the Eastern region. At present, Ms. Palodhi is a counselor of IGNU for MSc Dietetics and Food Service Management course. She is the secretary of Calcutta Society for Nutrition, Education and Health Advancement. She's a member of IDA since 1979. That's really a long time. And she has served the organization in various capacities and presently is the National Vice President. She is also the convener of NetProf Northeast chapters. Mitali, thank you so much for coming. It's really great to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I move on to Rima Rao. Rima is alumnus of Department of Foods and Nutrition, MS University, Vadodara. We are so used to saying Baroda. Is an associate professor in dietetics at Sadguru Home Science College at Rajkot. Along with her academic career, she is also a registered dietitian. And that's one of the rare combinations, I think, an academician being a registered dietitian. She is a member of the Board of Studies, Saurashtra University. She is a member Technical Advisory Committee, State Nutrition Cell of Gujarat. She is the immediate past convener of Indian Dietetic Association Gujarat chapter and currently is a member on the NEC of IDA. She was the organizing secretary for the 52nd Annual National Conference of IDA in 2019. She was also involved in developing the guidance document on Eat Right during COVID-19, which was published by FSSAI and Eat Right India, a Government of India initiative on 7th June 2020. She is a member of Madhyan Bhojan Committee Rajkot district, and she gives talks regularly on Doordarshan, All India Radio and FM stations. Rima, lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sheela, and hello, everyone.
Last but not the least is Swarupa Kakani. She is a registered dietitian and who has done a PhD in nutrition. She is the former head of the department and chief dietitian of Manipal Hospital and Sagar Hospitals in Bangalore, where she worked for several years. Very long association with IDA and NSI at chapter level as well as the national level. She was the member of the registration board of IDA for 4 years. At present, she works as a nutrition and diet consultant with Cloudphysician Healthcare and is a cloud-based, which is a cloud-based health diagnosis platform and a tele-ICU solution where they remotely connect to hospitals and provide critical care expertise. Okay, that sounds very unique and interesting. Swarupa, thank you so much for joining us. It's really lovely to have all of you here. And yeah, okay, we are already getting some messages. All right, so over to you. And like I said to the viewers, I'm saying once again, there is no slide presentation today. There won't be any formal lectures as such. The 4 experts are just going to talk amongst themselves and talk about festivals, talk about healthy eating, talk about indulgence and all of that. So let your mouth water. Go ahead.
Thank you, Sheela. Thank you very much. And a very unique concept that you have brought on this platform today. And all of my friends and panelists today. So let me start with the festivals of Dussehra. And of course, Diwali is coming. Dussehra we have just passed by. So majorly, like if I talk from the perspective of my area in the north by and large, it's Dussehra is one thing where it's quite in a large way associated with food, with eating. That's because those 9 days, most of them they keep those fasting. It's a period of fasting actually, those 9 days. And actually, it's for 8 days. On the 8th day, it culminates when they, worship those small girls. But then those 9 days, quite a few of them, they like to either from the religious point of view, or even sometimes they do it from the health point of view. They think that it might be healthy to fast for all the 9 days. And then there are others who who cannot do it for all the 9 days. Then they do it just for 2 days. Now 2 days, it can be the first and the last, or the last 2 days, or something like that. Based on their convenience. But what is important is that, they are not supposed to be eating, if they are fasting, they are not supposed to be eating cereals or pulses and even vegetables. There are certain vegetables only which they can have, not all of them. So that makes it quite restrictive. And then if you take from, as being, professionals as like dietitians and nutritionists, from our point of view, what we would think, what is healthy and what is not. Well, it can be healthy, but then it is majorly based on, carbs and starches and of course fats. So the main missing link over here are the proteins basically. But that, I think we can discuss that later, how we can actually, tweak it to make it more healthy. of course, but from the eating, from the, relishing those various dishes, etc., you cannot make it healthy. If you make it healthy, you would lose the original, flavor. So I don't know. Well, how about you, Rima, or others? Anybody else from your?
Yeah, so I think I come from Gujarat. So, Gujarat has a very unique kind of celebration of Navratri. We do not have so much importance of only Dashera Day, but we have a celebration of all the 9 days of Navratri. And this happens by having 9 nights of dancing. And this is, it seems, the longest dance festival in the world. And this is done by, the dancing is done by men and women both. And in rural and urban areas both. So it's not restrictive to, any particular area, but in the smallest of the town and smallest of the village, every night of those 9 days, they will all gather around, the common area or an open ground in the in the village, and they will have a small puja. That is normally what is done is they have a earthen pot. And in that earthen pot, they would keep a diya. And also they will have the fresh mound of soil where they'll plant some grains. And both these things are kept in the center. They'll do the puja, and then in circles, they all dance in circles. Also, normally they clap their hands in a very, rhythmic fashion. Or some people carry dandiyas, that is wooden sticks. Some people also dance with swords. And there are some people who dance with diyas. Or they put this earthen pot, which we call a garbo, that is put on the head of these women, and they balance it and they dance for so many hours. And this whole dancing goes on till the wee hours of the morning. So this also has some spiritual thing, and there are also some fun. There is also a fun element to it. But mind you, this is all done, for Shakti. Again, like in Eastern India, they have part of the Navratri is for Durga, part of the Navratri is for Lakshmi, and part of the Navratri is for Saraswati. So all these 3 forms of Shakti are celebrated over the 9 days. And then finally on the last day, that could be Dashera, or some people do it on the 9th day itself, they take this garbo and put it in the water. So they go to the river and they put it in the water. So basically, this is how it is celebrated. But during the day, these people can dance for about 3 to 4 hours, but they would have fasted during the whole day. So basically, the Navratri is more fasting and spiritual, whereas the Diwali is more, social and fun, with new clothes and, various foods, and, meeting people, going to each other's houses. And another unique feature of Diwali in Gujarat is that the next day of Diwali is their New Year's. So there is a very specific word which they use called Sal Mubarak. That is the New Year Mubarak to everybody. And this is how they address each other on the New Year's Day and meet everybody. Basically, it's a social gathering which happens obviously over food.
Thank you, Rima. Thank you, Madhuji. I am from Kolkata, that means West Bengal. And West Bengal, you all know, it's a land of festivals. And the saying goes that Baro Mashe Tero Parbon, that is 13 festivals in 12 months. The people of West Bengal strive hard to maintain traditions and cultural practices of their land in their festivals they celebrate. The most popular festival in our West Bengal is Durga Puja. That's a part of Navaratri or continuation of the Navaratri festival. And before Durga Puja starts, we celebrate the Mahalaya. Mahalaya means before Durga Puja, we had Mahalaya, but this year there's some exception. Immediately, generally Mahalaya comes before 1 week of Durga Puja, but this year it was 1 month gap was there, maybe due to some nakshatra or something like that. Anyway, after Durga Puja is celebrated, as you all know, that for 5 days, that is Shashti, Shaptami, Navami, Ashtami, Navami, and Dasami. And all these 5 days, all the Bengali people, they enjoy like anything. Generally, I observe in my in-laws house, we observe Durga Puja in the rural area, but there are some differences. Durga Puja, either they did in the Shakto, this thing that is according to the goddess of Kali and Tantra, or otherwise in a Vaishnav way. So we celebrate in a Vaishnav way. And in Shaktos, they eat lot of non-veg items during this period. And Vaishnavs, they take totally vegetarian items. This is the difference. And this Durga Puja is followed by Kojagori Lakshmi Puja for 1 day. And then Shama Puja, that is Kali Puja or Diwali, you can say. And then Jagadhatri Puja. And finally, you know, this Jagadhatri Puja taking place usually in the autumn. And the dew season is Saraswati Puja being held in the Vashanti Panchami day. So these are the total festivals. These festivals selected for different seasons. According to the food items associated with this festival, invariably include seasonal vegetables and fruits, as well as some non-vegetarian items also. We take these food items during these festivals, and an interesting point is the seasonal vegetables and fruits help us maintain good health and well-being by providing us with the kind of immunity we need to fight with the diseases and we are exposed to in those particular seasons. So we can discuss about some of the recipes, what we enjoy. I think let Sharupa finish her statement, then only start the recipes.
Thank you, Mitali. That's first of all, let me thank Sheela for arranging such a interesting talk, which is like, with such a relevant topic for the season, with all the friends from the different regions to discuss this. And then I would like to thank all the viewers and participants too. Thank you all. It's lovely to be in this lovely evening. So you all know that as like, you all heard from the east, west, and when it comes to south, since I'm from Andhra, but I'm settled in Bangalore now in Karnataka. So I'm going to talk about the south, how the festivals are celebrated. So that's, you all know that's first today's programs, the heading is that's the today's program, healthy indulgence during the festivals. So when we think of any festival, first of all, that what comes to our mind, the first thought is the food. So that's like, the part of any celebrations in the nation, the world-wise, any nation, any culture, any religion, the first everyone thinks of the food, like, So with this celebrations, with this partying and get-togethers now, we have that's like the perfect excuse to indulge in some delicacies, like, all the sweets and fried items, those things with more than required. So that's like, that's the like more than the bonding with each other, which is like, with very pleasurable event of the festival. That's like, that's the main attraction is the food. So we need to be a little careful. That's what we eat, how much we eat, when we eat is the thing, like, how we have to be careful. When it comes to South, generally, like, any festivals we have, the mostly all the people in the family, they will be on a fast from the morning. They make different items, so many items they make. First thing with fasting, they offer to the god. And then after finishing that offering to the god, then all the family members sit together and eat nicely with a full stomach. So in the afternoons. So that's like, they will miss that breakfast. They'll have a heavy meals during the lunchtime. But again, in the night also, they don't eat anything. Most of the people, they try to eat either the one fruit or maybe a cup of milk, so that it kind of balances the whole day's requirements. So you are 2 times you are fasting, only 1 time you are eating. So all the 3 or 4 times meals you are eating together. So that is the that's how it is. Like normally that's the like any other areas, Dashera and Diwali as a major festivals in the south. So more than the Diwali, Dashera, they do celebrate differently. In southern regions, if you say in Golu, dolls, arranging the dolls and all, particularly in Tamil Nadu. And Batukamma, with the flowers, they're arranged differently. They dance nicely, all the ladies with the sticks and differently. That is called as Batukamma. That's during this Navaratri season. In Andhra, it is called Navaratri and Vijayadashmi. As Mitali was mentioning, all the from Amavasa day till the Dashami. Finally, like Dashami day, they celebrate like Vijayadashmi. And Karnataka is a very famous, Mysore Dasara. That's in the Mysore, it's the very, very famous. It's like a kind of a state festival, Dashera in the Karnataka. So what to celebrate in the thing, that is that's a thing. And Vidyarambam in Kerala. So Kerala, they celebrate it as a Vidyarambam. That is, it is. So that is, it's like a goddess Durga, it's a victory of goddess Durga. That's what they celebrate it as a Navaratri. So it's when it comes to Diwali here in the south, so that is kind of a 5 days festival. It starts with Dhanteras, they celebrate. That's as like Rima was mentioning, it's more of distributing, sharing and wearing new clothes and buying new things and buying gold. That is how they give more importance. Of course, the sweets and other fried items are the one which normally they make delicious sweets and savories, like varieties of household preparations. The people, they get together and share with each other. That's how they do it in the south about this festive celebrations.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna enter here and say a couple of things. It's so interesting the way the 4 of you have, brought out the celebrations of these festivals in your regions. I think 4 of you have beautifully put it across, and I think it's although the way you celebrate is different, but I think the meaning and the intentions and all of them are the same, right? So it's so interesting that, I think that's why India is, it's such an interesting country, because we have diverse cultures, and yet at the same time, underlying meaning is the same. And it's so beautifully, the way all of you said and shared was really, really nice. So Madhu, before you start, I'm quickly going to say hello to, Tejinder, so nice of you to join. Thank you so much. Tejinder Sarna is here all the way from Ethiopia. She's joined. So that's great to see you here, Tejinder. Dharani, of course, she says you girls rock, but then Dharani herself is a rock star. Thank you so much for joining, Dharani. Lalita Reddy, so nice to see you here. Thank you, Lalita. Sadaf Sheikh, Ravi Kumar Patil, thank you all very much. Daphne, really nice to see you here. Thank you so much for joining. Tejinder also says Navratri fasting at a few places is more of fried food. Okay, that's that's her observation.
Yeah, it is fried. Yeah, she's right.
It is fried. Okay, she's right. Great.
Fried. The carbs are fried. Fat. I said fat is used. Fat and carbs are the 2 main things.
Okay.
Actually, if you really see the traditional foods which are made during Navratri fasting, they are like in Gujarat, especially Rajigra, that is amaranth flour, or amaranth is used for making curry, that is with buttermilk. They cook, or they make rotis out of the amaranth flour. Then they have this barnyard millet, which is used to make upma kind of a thing with peanuts and things like that added to it. Also, they use water chestnut flour, dried water chestnut flour, to make either a shira, a sweet dish, or they make curry again out of it. They use pumpkin as a vegetable, okra, that is lady's finger, which are commonly used and can be eaten during this fast. And they also big use of yams are done during this
Yeah,
season.
all the root vegetables, yam and
Yes.
Kolkata,
Yeah. So, if you really read about, the elephant yam and the other yams, the purple yam and things like that, they are full of fiber actually. And they don't fry it, they cook it. They cook it as a vegetable. So, I think if you stick to those traditional foods, I think they are quite healthy. They are not fried, they are steamed, or they are just cooked in a little bit of oil, but they are not fried. Whereas in Diwali, which is more of indulgence, which is more of fried food. So in Navratri, it is more like a sadhana, which they do, what they say. It's a real spiritual sadhana, with all that food, puja, and then dance. They literally go into a trance, the women who are dancing, and you will see women who are traditional women, housebound women, who hardly really go out and about, but they would dance uninhibitedly during Navratri.
So that's
And
it.
it's a sight to see. It's really a celebration of Shakti. So that's
Okay, Rima, you continue this. In West Bengal or in the eastern regional states like West Bengal, Odisha, Assam, Bihar, during the Durga Puja, we offer different types of bhogas to the Mother Durga. Initially, this rice along with 5 types of fried food like pumpkin, potatoes, like these 5 pieces of, you see, and then dal and other some green leafy vegetables, whatever the special. Just now we are getting a lot of palom shak, palom spinach. So this type of fried things we are giving along with payasam, payash, ghee, that is ghee, dahi, everything. But on the day of Ostami, it is compulsory that we offer khichdi, a special type of khichdi to the goddess Durga, along with this fried food and so many other foods and sweets also. Lots of shandesh and laddus also. In my home, we prepare varieties of laddus from different cereals and pulses. And there is some combination of cereal pulses combination combined laddu also. So these are the general feature. But other Navami and the Sami, the person who are non-veg, they offer meat to Mother Durga. Huh? So this way, and the last day we give some, we say dodhi karma, that is, rice flakes, dahi, kheer. They mix together and they offer this to all the people who are coming to see the deities. So these are the different days we have the pattern of different types of foods for the.
But have you actually? Yeah.
It's basically in a sense, by and large they are almost similar, but they differ in their preparations. And the only thing in the north, unlike in your dancing, Rima said in the West, there
green leafy vegetables are different.
Activity, vigorous activity. So we just eat. And yes, one thing we at night, like we don't have those celebrations like in Gujarat, but here we have that Ram Leela. So that people get together and all the whole 9 days, the whole Ram Leela, the story of the Rama, Ravan, everything, and all the people get together and they listen to it. So it's basically sitting. Of course, the women of the household, the families, they do work, but food that they have to they eat is like it's either fried or it's sago and on colocasia and all these. And even if they make this water chestnut flour, they will make chiras or pancakes kind of things, like a dosa, which will be fried. And then even your rice, milk is used in abundance. Milk and curd, these are allowed. So milk in the form of like your payasam, you're saying kheer and all these things are made. Thankfully, a lot of nuts are used also. So there are healthy options. But then the thing is, since if somebody is fasting for those 9 days, the portion control, that, because again, for continuous 9 days, if they're going to have that same thing for all the, 3 meals or something like that, then because there's no restriction of eating, they can eat, but these are the options. So when they have for breakfast, lunch, dinner, all, these kind of, one would be fried, the other would be boiled or something, or steamed or something like that. But they, and even the pumpkin, the yellow pumpkin is in great demand again during these, because they make halwa out of it.
Yeah.
So that, and that halwa is really very delicious, and they make, and they use jaggery also. Some places they use jaggery instead of sugar. So by and large, I can see that, all the 4 states, all the states, they have something in common in a sense, but it differs.
No, we eat puri and halwa, suji halwa and puri.
We don't have cereals. We don't have those cereals, but we have these like
cereals, but they have millets. Here, Gujarat also they have millets.
Yes, kuttu ka atta. So they will make, those fried pakoras out of it, and also that, as Tejinder was saying, that we tend to fry them and make them more tasty, for the taste of it. And there are other ways of preparation also. So these are the things. It varies quite. But I think, what we can do is to replace, and for Diwali, I did not mention the Diwali part of it. Diwali again is just sweets for us. They can be just about any sweets. The tradition of making sweets earlier, it used to start about 10 days earlier. That is now slowly going away. And ladies don't have time also, and the times have changed. So we all depend on commercial and ready-made sweets. But again, the concept is same. We here start Diwali in the evening. Mornings are basically for cleaning and decorating the house. And of course, then there are exchanging of gifts. That is a big, huge, big job to be done to, exchange gifts to, your friend circle and all. So that starts, again, that also starts 4 or 5 days earlier. And evenings, again, after 4 o'clock, the Lakshmi Puja is done. And after that, the lighting of the lamps and inside and out, decorating the house with lights and all. And then people sit down for their dinners and all. And then dinners, again, are very symptoms. But again, one thing like here, throughout the Dussehra, non-veg, alcohol, these are totally restricted. So even very hardcore non-veg people, or who are alcohol, who indulge in alcohol and all, who relish it every day, or, those, of course, who are, even they actually stop. They actually do not have it. So that is, it's purely, sattvic kind of a food.
Yeah, so I think Swarupa in South,
actually in the South, there are different items, like in different states they make, like, all the sweets. Different sweets like kesari, and then wabattu, which is called puran poli, and that bakshalu and everything. And along with the gulab jamun, particularly the laddu is a very famous in South, particularly motichur laddu or bundi laddu, and these are the ones. And regularly they make payasam. So the festivals keep coming and going. Just now the Dasara just crossed the signal, and the Diwali is around the corner. So that's after that, like Christmas and New Year and Sankranti, whatnot, it goes on, like, the list. So they keep making. But again, like, suppose if you make payasam, they make normally generally with sago, sabudana payasam, with the milk and sugar. So we can substitute with, healthier items, like, we can make moong dal payasam with organic jaggery. So that I think moong dal has rich in proteins and minerals compared to the sago. It gives the carbohydrate. And again, like, sugar also is like empty calories it gives, but whereas in organic jaggery is good in, that's all the minerals and other things like antioxidants and everything, which is good for the health. So that way we can substitute with the healthier items. Suppose generally in Karnataka, like wabattu or holige or a puran poli is a very famous dish they make for, Dussehra, Diwali, for almost all the festivals they make. That is very important thing. Generally, the items required for this is maida, which is white flour, and then oil and sugar, dal or coconut. So we can very well substitute with maida, with the whole wheat flour, so that it's good kind of protein and the fiber and good for health. And if you substitute with jaggery with the for sugar, it's like, jaggery is rich in all the calcium, zinc, and selenium, all the minerals, which is good for health. And it's organic jaggery is much better than the normal jaggery, because the processing of the normal jaggery has high amount of chemicals for processing. So the organic jaggery is always good for health. So it's like, different things, like, like instead of motichur laddu or bundi laddu, have laddus with the dry fruits and nuts.
Yeah, simple besan laddus can also be made.
Made, and then it is very good for the health, which has nuts, has high amount of omega-3 fatty acid, which is good for the brain and heart. And what I mean, we can really and can have enjoy it, like, that's one should be keeping that in mind. You always try to, but the end, like, that's when you come to say, that's like, whatever it is a healthy or whatever it is, the limitation is the mantra that one has to keep in mind.
Exactly. So it's a portion control, which really matters, because when you ask somebody, when instead of frying, you ask somebody to bake something. So they say, okay, we eat this, special sweets which are made during Diwali. They say we eat once a year. So, what is the point in baking it? Might as well fry and eat. If you really have portion control, I think that's it's okay once in a way to have a fried
enjoy life with
sweet.
Limitation,
yes. But if it is not, you really indulge, then I think you need to have an alternative way.
And here in the north,
laddus, this nariyal laddu with jaggery, til laddu with jaggery, and these are all very nutritious food. And in nariyal laddu they add badam, groundnut.
Actually, without instead of sugar, if you can even add dates.
Jaggery, honey.
But dates as a sweetener is also used in laddus. So
normally we offer dates and raisins to the goddess. In the Noivedya, we say all the fruits and vegetables are there. And that is, we say that laddus and then dates and then raisins, all are there, and badam also.
Here in the north, we have, fruits are freely allowed. So I have a lot of people coming to me, after these festivals are over, and they said they had been fasting and all and gained more weight actually. And then we asked them, they said, no, we don't have any much of these, but we have a lot of fruits. So again, since fruits are allowed and fruit juices are allowed, so they actually, binge on fruits, thinking, morning, evening. Some are really fruit lovers, so they will have, go beyond a certain limit of fruits. So that can, especially in diabetics and all who have to monitor their sugars, to some extent, and even for weight, weight management. So again, we would like to just caution them that instead of fruits and instead of juices, to use fruits, and even fruits actually should be, in a limited form. In a limited amount, because it's not that just because they're healthy, they're good, but doesn't mean that, for all the, have 2 or 3 times in a day, and that too for all the 9 days together. So cumulative effect later on, that has repercussions later on for the health.
So I feel that more than the Navratri, it is the Diwali where there is more of indulgence. Yes. So here where there is fasting, here in Diwali there is feasting, literally.
Feasting, yeah.
So, that can be controlled, but, all the savories are fried, unfortunately.
Yes.
So, you could think of making a fresh, food item rather than the stored food items, which are always fried.
And one more thing I forgot to mention about Dussehra, the one very unique sweet is jalebi. Now jalebi cannot be made in, and you can have an option.
Exactly.
As
in Gujarat, Dussehra day morning, it is compulsory to have fafda and jalebi.
Yes, fafda.
Fafda is nothing but deep fried besan ka thing, which is, and lot of soda is put in that fafda to make it soft and crisp at the same time.
Yeah, but jalebi is better.
Jalebi is like only carbs and fat. So unfortunately, I don't think we can replace fafda and jalebi with anything.
Here in Kolkata, our famous thing, we just distribute Shandesh and Rasgulla.
That's great.
It's a healthy, it's a healthy
option.
sometimes malpua and goja. Goja means we call jibe goja. That means just like tongue. The shape is like tongue, but it is prepared from maida again. So nowadays we are changing the composition. In my home,
Substituting with the healthier
we
options.
are adding besan or sattu with the maida and then making the jibe goja. And these
Yes,
are
but I think sandesh would be the best thing, most healthy.
Most
and
healthy.
a lot of
Yeah.
good protein as
Now
well.
the question is how to make like in ourselves healthy fit in festival bonanza. So like the small,
Okay,
small
that's a
changes.
great point, Swarupa. Before you move to that point, I'm just going to read out a few comments and a lot of hellos and highs. Sumana Mondal is here. Thank you so much, and she says it's a very interesting discussion. Thank you, Sumana. Rama Indra Priyadarshini. Okay, again, all you ladies are amazing, fantastic, great compliments to all of you. A lot of good information. Ipsita, thank you for joining. She says millets are not so widely used in eastern part of India. That's it's Ipsita's
No,
observation.
but it is used in Odisha especially. Odisha,
Ah,
lot of ragi is produced in the Odisha, and they prepare ragi laddus in Odisha also. But
okay, that's interesting.
not
Thank you,
not
Mitali.
very
Sumana says the food that we offer as bhog in Durga Puja is very well balanced and
Hey,
nutritious.
we start from shukto. Shukto, I'm just going to
Okay.
share the recipe for
All right.
shukto.
Mitali, before you share that, I'll just read out a few more. And Tejinder, thank you so much. He says, wonderful information shared by all of you. The question we will come to, there's a question from Susan Verghese, which we will come to later. I won't read out right away. Dharani says, Diwali used to be a one-day celebration. Today, we keep the goodies for weeks. But nice, healthy options have been suggested by all of you. So that's wonderful. Ratna Prabha Kumar, thank you for joining. She says, great information about traditional food and festivities. Lively and informative session. Okay, now I'm going to stop reading the compliments. Please carry on. You were talking about a lot of compliments coming for the four of you. So yes,
Thank
please
you.
continue.
Thank you.
I was telling that during the any puja, I mean, whatever, maybe Durga Puja or the Kali Puja, we give the bhog, and that starts with as I have already mentioned, we give 5 types of fried foods, fried vegetables, and along with that we give shukta. It's a traditional recipe of West Bengal. We mix all the vegetables like pumpkin, red potato, then drumstick, and potatoes, baby brinjal, everything we are giving, along with this some karela or this bitter gourd. And the total taste is, it's bitter taste. So just we start with the bitter taste to get the very, I mean, good digestive juices, and it's helps in digestion also. So we offer this to Durga Mata or even the Kali or the Lokhi, whoever it may be. And ultimately, next item is dal. Then some sabji, seasonal sabji like gobi or something like that. And then ultimately it leads to payasam. And we prefer this Govindabhog rice payas, that is scented rice. And it's very thick, it's very nutritious and very tasty also. So this way, whatever we take, we also offer the balanced diet or balanced food to the goddess, to Durga Ji and Kali and even Saraswati. But and the khichdi, what I have mentioned, the day of Ashtami we offer khichdi to Durga Mata, and in the Lakshmi Puja also we offer khichdi and to Kali. But during the Kali Puja, generally we eat non-vegetarian items.
So the binge eating and over indulgence during the festivals is the big health concern, So that's if we can make a small changes which can combine the pleasure with good health. So normally, first of all, we eat our food because we need to live. So, but there are some the people that they live to eat kind of. So that needs to be controlled and then to see how it goes like. So then it's that's the food what we eat, it should give a nutrients to our body. The second reason why we eat our food is psychological reason. So we feel happy and sharing the good news and happiness and joy, and then share with each other. Particularly that's the Navaratri time, that's in the South India, the ladies they keep the doll show and then invite all the ladies and then give up harti with the different prasads on different days, and then give with the haldi kumkum, and then they make all the ladies to eat that prasad, and also that is a kind of thing. So we need to choose healthy alternatives. We should have a proper healthy balanced food with a proper planning, and preferably switch to homemade food. But according to Madhu, what she was saying, nowadays it's very difficult to make. That's the sit at home and then make. So we need to again select the good healthy, healthy items. But you need to avoid overeating. You should not have that guilt of overindulging in what you are eating, so that you should balance what you eat. But my suggestion is, another thing is, don't make so much and store it for a long time, so you keep eating the food. So
yeah, actually that's a big problem. Yeah, that's a big problem in Gujarat.
Yeah.
They have a tendency of snacking a lot.
Yeah.
Snacking a lot, and these snacks are kept. If you enter a Gujarati household, you will see boxes of these fried food, actually 24/7. I mean, not only during festivals, but any festival, they will have a range of fried savories in the box. And on a lighter note, during Diwali, they eat all sorts of things. And because, in Gujarat, it is the New Year, next day after Diwali. So New Year resolution is made that, okay, now this year we will be very healthy.
Every year it keeps changing the next New Year.
Here Diwali, one day after Diwali,
we have to bring back.
That continues, the Bhai-Dooj, again, this sweets, offering sweets and exchanging sweets and eating sweets. So that actually doesn't stop at Diwali. But one more interesting thing I would like to share is that, especially the fasting Navratri diet, especially in the North India, because here we don't have that, it's a very good, kind of a 9 days diet for the gluten-free people who are off gluten. So everything, actually the 9 days Navratra fast is a gluten-free.
Definitely,
food.
yeah.
So it's very good for them, and even others can go off gluten, so that then you realize that what options you have for gluten-free diet.
But unfortunately, nowadays, we see a lot of fried food coming up, and because of no time and working people, they carry packaged food, and they are all chips and things like that. So that's the whole thing, so maybe, the trend of intermittent fasting which has come. Yes. So probably you can package this whole Navratri fast into an intermittent fast thing. Actually, as dietitians, we can do that. And then we can ask people to eat once a day or twice a day. And they could, eat homemade, home-cooked food. I think we can do
that. I did get one person and client who said that, I told her, are you okay with this time-restricted eating pattern? She says, yeah, ma'am, don't change it, because I am a compulsive eater. And if I don't have this restriction of time, I will just keep on eating, even if I'm not hungry. So I just have to eat.
I think we can put that as an idea and, work on that. Because otherwise, any time of the day, packets are always available to eat. So I feel that's a trick which you can use on people.
Yeah, apply it, in some form, partially at least.
We have to give emphasis on
during the festive season, people should avoid late night.
I'd like to share with you, this is Gota Shetto. Gota means whole and Shetto means boil. And on the day after the next day, Saraswati Puja, generally we take this Gota Shetto and Panta Bhat. Panta Bhat means soaked rice. We just prepare the rice night and then just put water in it and soak it. And Gota Shetto means everything is, we don't need to remove the skin. We just take, whole moo along with baby brinjal, then red potatoes, seam, everything in intact form. We don't remove the skin, nothing. We don't cut it. And we simply boil it with little bit of salt and little bit of oil. No spices, nothing, no ghee, no salting.
That's really heavy.
And it is
Very healthy.
tasty traditional food, contains lots of fiber, lots of micronutrient, antioxidant. And I promote this preparation in school, for the school milk, for the pregnant and lactating women, and elderly people also. It's a very good recipe. So
That's a very interesting dish, Mitali. You're saying everything is put in whole without cutting.
Without cutting. Just wash it and then boil it. We'll give little bit of salt, and after the boiling is over, everything is boiled, we put 1 or 2 teaspoons of oil.
So do any of the other regions have a similar kind of?
Yes, we have a winter vegetable. We call it undiyu. So there are 2 types. One which is made at home, cut, and then there's a lot of oil in that. So I'm not talking about that. But one which is all this fresh harvest. So you go to a farm, and there they take an earthen pot. They put all the vegetables, whole vegetables, potatoes, purple yam, the sweet potato, beans. Lot of pigeon pea beans are available at this time, and other field beans and things like that. And they are all put in an earthen pot. It is a hole is dug in the ground. The pot is put in the ground, and a fire is lit on the top. And there is a slight, a little bit of oil and salt is put, and this whole thing gets cooked in that earthen pot. And everyone is given the whole vegetable. You have to peel it yourself and eat that. So this is a wonderful thing, which is actually very, very, staple to South Gujarat.
Okay, sounds very nice.
Even West Bengal and Odisha, even in Assam, we have a lot of preparation like pitha. Pitha is nothing but rice and pulse combination. So there is mutual supplementation of amino acid, and we are just filling the pitha with ghee or with some vegetables or jaggery, nariyal and jaggery, and very tasty, easy to prepare. And these are all traditional food. Like your dosa. In case of dosa, you ferment it, but pitha we don't ferment it. As such, we prepare, and with very little bit oil. Nothing, no spices, nothing. So we, as a dietitian, we should popularize all the traditional food items for various programs.
Absolutely, yes.
Actually, we can take from the other states, all the other regions.
And actually, a friend of mine from the north, when we were in Chennai together for a meeting, and I was desperate to eat the idli there. So we were looking for a nice place. So she said, "Are kya yaar, we get very good idli dosa in the north. So don't go for, looking for that." So, when you think about this, now all these foods have become so popular. That no longer rasgulla from the east or idli dosa from the south or chole from the north they have become universal foods.
Yeah.
So I think as nutritionists, we can take this and carry it forward. Maybe look for new foods, traditional foods of a particular region, and then popularize it in our own region.
Yes,
Rima, I think
actually it is very important. Keep a track on what you eat, how much you eat, when you eat is a very important. But no slimming belts or heavy gymming or the weight reducing pills or any other things will not work out if you don't have a proper knowledge about the food and what you are eating, how much you are eating. That is very, very important. The controlling is the kind of an art that has to be mastered.
Yes, absolutely.
I think it's very well put. And Rima, I agree with you that everything has become universal now. Across the country, we get all varieties of foods, but I think it's up to us to choose the right kind of foods. So we have another 7 minutes left. So I'm just going to quickly, I will come back for a last round of comment from each of you, but I'm just going to quickly say that, okay, great talk, good discussion. Today, Dharani says traditionally only boiled whole pulses were used and given as prasad. Priyanka Singh, thank you for joining. She says it's a treat to hear all the learned ladies from different parts of the country. So thank you for that. Subhashini Menon, thank you for joining. She says very interesting. And Rama says you all are amazing. Molly Joshi, thank you so much for joining. And Molly knows everybody here, and all of you know Molly very well. So good to see and hear all of you. Thank you, Molly. Everybody is beaming, Molly, and that smile is for you. All right. Okay, Ipsita, that's so nice of you. Thank you so much for saying that. She says, thank you so much, Sheela, for such a huge range of topics covered under Nutrition Nectar. And I think I should be thanking all the guests who come on Nutrition Nectar because they've all been amazing. And all you viewers, of course, have been a total support for the Nutrition Nectar to continue its work. All right, so there was one question, but let me get back to that. So which would be healthier? Susan Verghese wants to know which would be healthier, honey or jaggery? Anyone wants to answer that question?
I think jaggery would win hands down according to me because, it's still, and especially as Swarupa said, organic jaggery, which is still a little not fully processed because honey, you don't know the source of where it comes from. Pure honey.
There
you get organic. You get organic honey also.
Yes, but
antibiotic in the honey.
Yeah, but if you kind of put the honey out for some time, you may form, you may see crystallization, the sugar thing form there. So I feel
it is adulterated honey.
Yes. So I feel that, and you
stay for a long, it's for a long time without any crystallization.
Yes. So I feel that jaggery has more other minerals also.
Minerals compared to the
honey is basically fructose. Jaggery is still a better choice than, if you want some agent. Jaggery would be a better choice than honey because of the fructose.
In jaggery is less than honey.
Yes.
Okay, so Susan, I think you have your answer there. They are unanimously saying that jaggery is better than honey. So I guess everybody agrees here. If any other questions? Okay, I don't see any more questions. You're only getting compliments, ladies. Okay, so let's start with the final round of comment from each one of you. Madhu, you go first. As a final word, what do you have to say?
After hearing from all the four regions of our traditional recipes and dishes and their festivals and the foods associated, what I would finally like to say is that enjoy all of these. Most of them are healthy. We need to learn to get the best of them and have the healthy ones. And even we should not keep our mouths shut. Enjoy all your festivals with the foods, but definitely keep a portion control on them. So if a portion control is maintained, I think we can sail through all of them very safely and enjoy at the same time.
But what
Madhu, Mitali, over to you. Your last comment.
My idea is have balanced diet. You choose your traditional food items, whatever our mothers and grandmothers have taken. So we should choose all those things. Have a balanced diet. Take seasonal and local foods. You just give emphasis on that. And cook in a scientific method or scientific way, because most of the cases we talk about the green leafy vegetables and the seasonal vegetables, but while we cook, that we don't maintain the scientific way of cooking. So we just to retain the nutrients or the, whatever you say, the vitamins or minerals, whatever it may be, we have to do the scientific way of cooking and exercise daily, have a lot of water, and enjoy your food and enjoy your life. Just try to stay free from all complications and all this
Okay.
So this is because if you feel free, if you are mentally happy, automatically your health will be okay. And this is my philosophy in my life. I believe it.
Thank you, Mitali. Rima, your last comment.
I think both of them have put it very nicely. What I also want to say, that balanced diet, maybe we can tweak a little bit of, replacing sugar with the dates or jaggery, or, type of cooking could be changed. The frying could be, changed to baking. But all these things are only possible, I feel, if you plan a little bit. So I feel that with a very, whenever you are hungry and when you go to look out for food, you are going to eat the wrong food. So I feel that, whenever you have a festival coming, I feel that if you plan it well, then you will have healthier option in your pantry or in your fridge. So I think that along with these two people's points, I feel planning for the festivals are very important.
Okay, wonderful. Swarupa, your last comment?
So all three of them have spoke about that, how to go healthy food and all. So what I feel is Dussehra and Diwali is the time to start fresh, and so shed all our negative feelings, depressions, anger, and stress and fear. So we have to make a start with a fresh, So that's the food we make. It should be scrumptious and healthy and wholesome. So keep it healthy by going very cautiously. So that's stay healthy through festive season with a healthy food alternatives to consider. You should not have any guilt. So the take home message is you need to remember we must pay a close attention to our health while being the celebratory mood, and particularly this year COVID pandemic. So we need to concentrate more on health and immunity boosting dishes. So eat healthy and live well. Take care and stay healthy. Thank you.
Wonderful. I think each of you have said beautiful, beautiful things and beautiful messages as an end to the session. But before we go, I'm going to say thank you. Okay, somebody says thank you for the wonderful session. So thanks to all of you. There is Rajashri who says, excellent speakers, lively discussion, great effort to bring awareness. Hearty congratulations to all of you. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. There is one last tip. Somebody, Tejinder has said that sharing one tip. I serve dry burfi in cupcake cover so that portion sizes are controlled. Yeah, I think that's an excellent tip to end with. Ishita Adhikari, very informative session, learned a lot. Thank you all. So I think we've actually crossed the time that we have set for this session. I once again thank all of you, Madhu, Mitali, Rima, Swarupa. So nice of you to come and share and all the information. And you made this discussion so lively. I didn't have to monitor anything. You did it beautifully on your own. You maneuvered the discussion very well on your own, and you kind of handed the baton from one person to another also very well. And it was a beautiful flow. And thank you so much for coming on this platform and making it very interesting for the viewers. And of course, thanks to all the viewers for joining in and watching. We will be back with more sessions of Nutrition Nectar on various other topics. So stay tuned. Thank you once again, and bye for now.
Thank you so much, Sheela. It's been a privilege getting invited to your program. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
From different regions, it's very nice.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Had a great time. Bye-bye.
Bye.